guys. I got a request from one of my wonderful subscribers, Jessie Simmon, to talk you guys through a makeup look that I have worn in several of my videos with kind of a full eye eyeliner around the inner corner. So that's what we're going to do today. Just a couple announcements though before I get started. Number one, don't mind the thing on my head. Today was wash day, so I have my hair sitting in a plop right now. For those of you who aren't familiar with curly hair care, it's just a t-shirt tied around my head to encourage the curl formation and soak up some excess water. That's all this is. And number two, I apologize in advance if this video isn't the quality that you may have liked. I tried a couple logistical things to work those out ahead of time with the filming since I don't have an actual camcorder, and I discovered that my camera does not focus like at all on a very, very high zoom. So this is probably going to be shot from a little farther out than you would like, but I promise I will try to talk you through the steps as best as I can. If you are at all familiar with my channel, you have probably noticed by now that I'm not in the business, as it were, of filming makeup tutorials, but we are going to give it our best shot, okay? Alright guys, I am going to start off with my translucent powder and my fluffy concealer brush, and this I just put all over my eyelid and then up into my crease as kind of a primer. So I don't know if this will come up, but I'm going to take a little bit on my brush and just kind of tap it off against the edge of the container so I don't have too much. And hang on, I'm working with a little compactor so I can actually see what I'm doing. And then this is going to go all over my eyelid. It's getting in my lashes a little bit anyway, just to kind of give my makeup a little something to grip onto. And next, this is the actual eyelining part. So I'm going to take my Maybelline, or L'Oreal, wow, I can't talk today guys, I'm sorry, and the angled brush. And when I take my eyeliner, I just kind of tap the brush a little bit into the liner because I don't want to get too much. Now I start on my top lids and I work from approximately the middle out, and then I go back into the inner corner and work up to the middle. So I'm going to start about in the middle of my lashes, and going in shorter strokes like this helps create a much more precise line. And also, if you hold the brush coming from kind of upward, especially if you're using a straight brush, it makes it a lot easier to stay close to your lash line. I'm running out of liner a little bit. Just kind of up. I go about to the outside of my eye, and then I do a little bit of a kick upward. I'm not enough for a really dramatic cat eye, just to kind of help enlarge my eyes a little bit, keep them from looking too small. I've lined from about the middle of my eye outward, and I'm going to go back to about where my eyelashes start, and I'm going to finish lining the top lid. I don't do the inner corners yet. We will actually get to that later. If you have any major bumps upward, which sometimes happens, I will clean those off with a makeup wipe. Okay, we have the top lid done. Now, with the eyeliner, I'm going to go back and try to line along my lash line. As I said, not the waterline. This isn't really good stuff for the waterline, I don't think. So I try to stay along my lower lash line. And again, starting from about the middle or so and working outward, I find very helpful. Kind of just follow my eyelashes upward and then just kind of join this at the outer corner. And now I'm going to go back into here and then work this way again, just like I did with the top lashes. Now if it gets on my waterline, I will clean that off when I have finished. And I'm going to go about to where my lashes end. Okay. Now is a good time to take a quick cleanup break with a Q-tip. And I'm just going to run this gently along my waterline. That's the pink part that's inside your lashes right against your eyeball where it's all moist. Just kind of gently go along, especially out here. Got some in the outer corner here too. Alright, so far so good. Alright, now comes the fun part. This is actually doing the inner corner. I do the bottom first, and then I will usually kind of follow the line of my inner corner and tear duct outward just a little bit, and then what we were then going to do is kind of connect that to the line up here, kind of following again the line of my lashes. If I have a little bit, or if you have a little bit of skin showing there, that's not really a big deal. You just kind of mimic the shape of your eye and add on to it a little bit. So here we go. Helps to pull your skin down a little bit. And I'm going to go from about here at the corner and then work back in here. Just kind of a neat line over like that. And then we are going to draw from this corner back up to here. Following along my eyelid. Just kind of connect. It can help if I kind of half close my eye like that, because I can get a better picture of what's going on up here and I can still see. And that's the inner corner. I'm just going to go back out here and make sure that they kind of look the same, the two corners, the inner and outer corner. There you go. Hard part's over. Once I have the liner on, I will, as I said, set it with eyeshadow. Unfortunately, this liner is not 100% waterproof. I don't think it is waterproof. It is one of the best wearing liners that I have tried, and it's very easy to work with, but still a little eyeshadow really helps, especially around the inner corner here, because that's where your tear duct is. You get a lot of moisture coming out through that area. So I'm going to take my black eyeshadow, and I'm going to take the same kind of brush, pre-modification, and just kind of brush it back and forth over the surface of my eyeshadow, tap off any excess, start just kind of the same pattern that I followed doing my eyeliner. Just going to do it a little bit at a time to make sure that I get enough eyeshadow on. The trick to making this stay is to just eyeshadow the crap out of it. Go all the way out to the outer corner. When in doubt, add more eyeshadow. That's the best advice I can give. Again, into the outer corner and along the lash line. And then again, when you finish, it's perfectly okay to go back with a Q-tip and clean up your waterline, as well as any fallout underneath your eyes, because that inevitably happens. Here in the tear duct, right underneath my tear duct is where I tend to lose my eyeliner. So this is where we really want to concentrate my eyeshadow. And then to little Mr. Pointy here, the whole point of this makeup look. And we follow this up again, just like we did with our liner. This tends to make the eyeshadow line that we drew a lot wider and a lot smokier looking. Alright, I think that is probably sufficient. So now I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup with my makeup wipe. I also like to, as I said, use this to kind of clean my brushes off after I use them. And for precise usage, I just kind of drape it over top of my finger like this, make sure it's really snug, and then kind of use the line here that is my nail to get really precise cleanup. So I'm just going to kind of go underneath my eye first, and on my cheek here, get the shadow fall out. Trying to be gentle because this is very delicate skin here under your eye. Now the top line looks pretty good today. I don't have any major bumps except I think here. If you mess up here, I'm just kind of sticking the nail onto the top of my eye and then I just kind of gently go down. Stay farther away from the line than you think you need. Otherwise you may very well end up taking off half of your makeup. And then with a Q-tip. This is the other end, the clean end of the Q-tip that I already used. I keep forgetting to leave my compact open, I'm sorry, and the one frame is falling out, so if you're hearing any metallic noise, that's probably what it is. I'm just going to take this and again, go along my lash line, my waterline, excuse me. And kind of make sure I clean up the inner corner, because as I said, that's where all the ickiness tends to happen, and that's where my eyeliner most tends to migrate into my eye and form, you know, a nice big black booger right there. And make sure that's nice and clean. Now, this is the part where I typically do my mascara. I know I'm kind of working all over the place. This just stems from the fact that I picked up doing this makeup look at college, so I would be kind of adding on where I had time, so I wanted to make sure I got my mascara done, you know, before having to go to class and everything, so that's why if things seem in a little bit of a strange order, that is why I would decide, you know, where to add on extras. So I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to curl further down my lashes. This really helps to give you maximum curl. The farther you get down your lashes, start turning your curler until it is parallel to the floor, and that will actually kind of bend your lashes backwards and give them a really nice actual curl instead of just bending them at the base. So I'm going to move on to an actual coat of mascara. I like to start at my outer corners and just lightly brush on. Ooh, lots of mascara there. Lightly brush on. Now if you get a little mascara on your skin, don't freak. Just don't clean it off right away. Believe me, there's a much easier way to clean it off. Now while it's still wet, it's thicker and chunkier today than I wanted it, so I'm going to go through my lashes with a little spoolie brush here. This is what this is technically called. It's an old mascara wand to get rid of any clumps. Now if you want to do your bottom lashes, by all means go right ahead. I do not. Now these spots that I got on my skin, trust me, just let them dry for now. I will show you how to get them off in a few minutes when they are dry. Believe me, it is much easier, especially when you have just done a full eye makeup look like this. So in the meantime, I'm going to tend to my eyebrows. So I like to take this little toothbrush and just kind of follow the arch of my brows up and around until they are nice and neat. And then I just take this little spray. It's not an aerosol, it's just like a wet spray. And I spray my toothbrush with a couple blasts of hairspray. And then just brush this on over, especially over the arch, because that's where my brows tend to go all over the place. This guy I want to let dry a little bit more, but the stuff on the top should be good. So I can apply my eyeshadow, I'm going to take another clean Q-tip and then find a spot and seriously just rub, and it will come right off, and then you don't need to worry about disrupting the makeup that you've already done. This spot here I'm going to grab too. This is kind of like the extra stuff that I will do if I have time, which is why it's in a slightly different order. I'm going to take my bronzy eyeshadow. I honestly cannot tell you guys how much I love this color. It's so beautiful. I'm going to take this fluffy concealer kind of brush, and I go in the eyeshadow a little bit, tap off the excess, and then this goes all over my eyelid. Try to be careful not to get any on my line, but honestly I'm not too upset if I do, because it'll soften the look a little bit. And I like to get a little bit in the inner corners here too. This is described on the package as being for green or hazel eyes, but it looks fabulous on brown eyes as well. And if I want to, I might put a little bit on my brow bone as a highlight. This is just a really pretty all over color. I adore it. I really do. What I am about to do next, I think I prefer to use my finger. I am going to take the cocoa brown eyeshadow, and I'm going to take a little bit on my finger. And this is going to go in my outer corner and blend a little bit into my crease. I'm going to just kind of work my finger around the outer corner of my eye as if it were a brush, and then start moving upward into the crease in your typical kind of windshield wiper motion. This is right along the top of your eyeball. If you feel around the top of your eyeball and where your brow bone starts, this is right where we are going. I think our friend Mr. Goopy here is finally dry. So again, dry Q-tip. Hey guys, this is the finished look on both eyes. I will include all the products that I used down below, as well as prices if I can find them. And I guess I will see you in my next video. Thanks!